In this episode of K-Pop Hot Issues, we'll discuss Megan blocked from releasing a song with BTS, GFRIEND's Yuju, Wheein, Sandara to join new agencies in the upcoming 2021 K-pop draft, China's crackdown on K-pop and video games, and lastly, K-pop boys behaving badly.
That last one's becoming a weekly trend.
Right?
Yeah. They've gotten caught up in their power. Anyway, This is the Kpopcast, bringing you the best sounds and ideas in K-pop each week. I'm DJ Peter Lowe.
I'm your PD Nim Michaela.
I'm Stephanie, and take us away with the first news headline, PD Nim.
Well, it's smooth like cocoa butter news. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, Megan Thee Stallion drops remix of BTS song Butter after a long legal battle with label over its release.
This is not a legal battle with Hybe labels. This is with her own label who tried to block the release of this remix unless, and tell me if I'm wrong, but what I was hearing on the street is that Megan's label wanted $100,000 from Hybe, like to pay them to release the song that was already recorded.
It's like beggars cannot be choosers. Like, I don't know if you know who you are in this relationship. Like, Hybe is the one with, more power in this particular arrangement.
And Megan seems to realize that. So she went to a judge to look for emergency relief to be able to release this song because she knows the power of BTS and Hybe and ARMY and does not want to disappoint them. So this was just a really unfortunate situation that she was led to believe this would go smoothly, and then her label tried to step in and stop things. But I'm glad that the song ended up being released and the artists get to have what they want.
I wouldn't wish ARMYs against my worst enemy.
Oh no.
If you're in the crosshairs of ARMY, it's like the worst experience. But if you really wanted to worst someone the worst, you would somehow find a way to get ARMY angry at them.
Yeah, that is an emergency situation, which Megan realized.
Yep.
And I mean, when it comes to BTS remixes, I know we're less is more on that, but this whole situation is what? And also, I love that they mentioned there was the male CEO, Carl Crawford, was being petty, possibly on Instagram, talking about how it's what was it, loyalty, and
loyalty is at an all-time low.
Yeah, it's okay, sir.
You sounded like a movie villain here. Come on, give it a rest.
Yeah, right. Anyway. Next news headline.
Yes, so updates from the summer 2021 K-pop draft. Yeah, so we've got, people not necessarily having issues with their labels, but joining new labels. So
which implies the former.
Well, not always. Sometimes it's just you get a better deal, more creative control. Sometimes you make less money, as we've seen. I hate to admit it, but probably with Hyeolin. Making a lot more money with Starship, but she has more creative control in what she wants to do. So
anyway, we got girls starting new chapters in their life. We have former GFRIEND member Yuju is joining with Kang Daniel's Connect Entertainment.
Yeah, after Hybe did her dirty.
Yeah,
right? Hybe did letting GFRIEND go.
All of GFRIEND dirty.
Hybe did all of GFRIEND.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah,
I like
so
Kang Daniel, and let's see what Connect can do with her.
And it's interesting because Connect, it was just him, and then they added Chancellor, and then CL. So I'm really interested to see what kind of lineup this entertainment company will have in the next few years. Because Kang Daniel, because it was the label that was created for him because he was having issues with his other label that he joined or was with after Produce. So it just kind of, I don't know if necessarily this is his label as far as where he stands as far as the organizing of the company.
Right.
But he was the one that kind of
of it.
He's the face of it, basically.
And then next up, I see Mamamoo's Wheein officially signing with Ravi's, the Live label. And now this does not mean she's going to stop performing with Mamamoo. She's quoted as saying, "I will work hard at both solo promotion and Mamamoo promotion from now on, so please send support." Phew.
Wait, what? I don't get that. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's why I was confused by the other one, Peter, because she had this quote from the other article.
Uh-oh. She's double timing?
Because is it that they're having a comeback and she left RBW but will still be in Mamamoo's coming back?
No. That's not right. I think something's getting mistranslated here.
Okay.
But yeah, like maybe there's some things that Girls' Generation does, but commercially, time allocations, they're each doing their own separate acts. So maybe it's something similar here. Because I just remember Mumu saying that they're wishing the best for Wheein as she moves on to do the separate, different thing.
Okay.
Which I think is really good because we were talking about
that could go a whole other direction.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, because so we had this one K-pop chat talking about access journalism, and journalists were talking about things that they couldn't discuss. And one of those things that they were often barred from discussing is disbandments, member departures. So I think for the fandom to acknowledge this is a good thing. Like,
I think Crystal on the K-pop chat was saying that to prepare for certain interviews, labels requested or required that the reporter not mention a certain member of a group.
You know, that might happen in Mamamoo's future. Like, it might be a similar thing.
Want. Just don't talk about Wheein.
Honestly, it might be
feminism.
that. I guess. Ooh. I mean,
especially with Mamamoo.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Who knows? But I'm glad the fandom can actually demonstrate the right move here and embracing support and solidarity for Wheein and Mamamoo at the same time.
Woo.
So, yeah, I guess Wheein, I don't know if you guys followed Wheein's career too much, but it sounds like maybe she did ballads pretty well, did maybe R&B a bit. Well, maybe she had more interest in that direction. So it'll be interesting to see what sounds and concepts she'll be doing as a soloist.
If that's what she likes, then she'll be in good company because Ailey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was the other
R&B
one. Yeah.
Powerhouse is also in the Live label.
The only other singer, I think. Like the rest are rappers.
Yeah, so maybe they can collaborate.
Yeah. And this is definitely Ravi is the head of this label, definitely. So this is great news for him. Being able to pull in these names and these talent into his label.
Can we just do a quick aside here on Kang Daniel, Ravi, J Park, Zico.
He's in the military now, which is really, because seeing all these people like grabbing all these artists right now, and he's in the military and nobody.
He's losing out.
But I mean, just this continuing evolution of idols forming their own labels.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing, honestly. We'll see.
Yeah,
P Nation
like from the beginning.
Yeah. Anyway, and then our last draft pick.
Yes, our last draft pick. Peter, do you want to read it?
Yeah. So in the year of 2021, Sandara Park leaves that label that everyone has forgotten about to join Sunmi and GOT7's Bam Bam in Abyss. So
it's an unfortunate name.
Yeah, for a label especially, like
going into the abyss.
But I thought what was cool is that in announcing that Sandara joined this label, they had a full set of like press photos and even like a little video here. Just, I don't know, something going back in time and ending on a clock, maybe showing that it's her time or something. Who knows? But I mean, they invested quite a bit into showing her signing with Abyss.
Well, as they should. She is a global pop star, like from the beginning. So it's a huge catch for them to get her. I look forward to seeing her next projects.
Yeah.
Also, I'm surprised like she hasn't aged a day. She looks really good.
It's true. Let's see. It looks like Abyss Company houses artists Pak1, Urban Zacapa, hey, Sunmi, and GOT7's Bam Bam, who released his solo single Ribbon earlier, just on my hit playlist.
Yeah, so a bit of an interesting mix of artists at this label. You have Urban Zacapa and Sunmi and Park1, who I think do very well domestically. But then you also have Sandara Now and Bam Bam, who are very big internationally. So it'll be interesting to see what their promotions non-domestic are going to be like in the future.
I hate to say this, but I'm not used to thinking of Sandara Park as a soloist. So I mean, I'm going into this with a very open mind. Whatever she wants to present herself as, but it's this. I'm just saying, true. The baggage that she inherits from her role at her previous agency that shall not be named. It was just hard to think of her as a soloist or capable of doing more solo stuff. No, I guess there was her song Kiss way back when.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I think of her more as an actress than a vocalist.
I think we all joked that she was the visual of 2NE1, whereas the others had rapping and singing and dancing talents.
I think that's what YG hired her for, honestly, and to capitalize off of her popularity in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So,
well, now she's got her shot. Let's see what she can do.
Yep.
Okay, so that ends our 2021 K-pop draft. Moving on to our next story, Peter, do you know the most about this one, so do you want to read it?
I guess. I wouldn't consider myself an expert on this topic, but China is going hard for their teens. The Communist Party is declaring a war on idol worship as part of a broader crackdown on what it sees as toxic celebrity culture that is poisoning the minds of the country's youth. I guess this is just part of a general trend to try to counteract the cult of celebrity. I mean, I think we see the worst of it, quite honestly, in K-pop fandom. And I think the Chinese government is trying to get people less involved in that. It sounds like rightfully going after some people who have been abusing that fame and power. But at the same time, I'm sure this is a bigger calculated move to perhaps prevent more of a, Korea's been investing a lot in trying to penetrate the Chinese market. I think that's a really problematic outlook for a lot of the Korean companies and labels, where so much of their revenues are based out of the Chinese market, or at least that they were planning to get more out of the Chinese market.
Yeah, but and this is also something we've been talking about for the past 5-6 years of this pivot in the Korean K-pop industry, away from China, trying to really push for the US and other Western markets because China is closing off more and more.
I gotta wonder though, imagine, your worst K-pop fandom and the worst of the fans in that fandom who are maybe perpetuate myths and disinformation just to defend an idol for their bad behavior, that relentlessly attack people who don't parrot the exact phrasing or terminology that they want associated with their idols. What would you do? In that case, is China making the right move in counteracting that, or is there a middle ground in responding to that? What do you guys think?
My first thought on this is that it seems like an action being taken too late in the funnel, too far down. What if China's government, or if the Chinese community really wants to reduce the harm from this kind of culture? They need to look deeper into the roots of it. They need to look at what institutions and corporations are benefiting from it and why they are on top and allowed all this access, right? Cracking down on individual fans and people, that sets off alarm bells for me. If you want to change people's behavior, it has to be something where they want to make the right choice. that you as a society are providing the best alternatives so that someone doesn't choose toxic celebrity fan worship behavior. What else are you offering besides just like restricting and prosecuting behavior? That's generally my take.
Mm-hmm. So you're suggesting maybe going after more of the capitalistic forces and more on that end, and then providing incentives for the right thing on the consumer end.
Whatever that is. Like what problem are they solving? What behavior are they trying to promote and celebrate?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, this is the big test experiment that we'll get to watch from our couches. And I should also add, like, what's getting more rounds in the news lately is as a part of this to protect the youth. Is that they're limiting video game time for a lot of kids. I think everyone under 18 to like 3 hours a week or something on weekends only.
How are
kids
they
will find a way?
Yeah, what?
Kids will find a way. That's not going to stop nothing.
Wow.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, they're going to come hard.
Mm-hmm. Teenagers and kids are nothing if not resourceful.
Again, I would say the same thing. Like, imagine that you are the child, and what would the circumstances have to be for you to choose to do other things with your time besides video games? I know that would be like hard to make happen, but that's the direction they have to go. Just like blanket restricting without, you know, proving it with a real case to the kids it's not going to work. They're just going to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you offering to them? Why did they turn to video games and other dissociative numbing activities? Like, if we're being serious, right?
Yeah.
Why is the state of mental health of children at this place, right? If we want to go there.
I think it's easy to blame video games and pop culture. Okay, well, let's move along.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so quickly in bad boys doing bad things, allegedly and definitely. So NCT member Lucas goes on hiatus following gaslighting and cheating scandal with alleged girlfriends who've been, you know, sharing receipts online.
Whoa, cheating. Just like cheating. Adding things to the list.
Yeah, anyway. And then we have an update. The prosecutors are seeking...
Which 22-year-old boy who looks like that has not cheated on his girlfriend? I'm sorry. Like, I'm just like not surprised at all. And I'm like not even that bothered. These are kids who are like really hot and have celebrity power and girls throwing themselves at them. I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems like a bit much to me.
I think the big issue, and this kind of came up in our Kpopcast, like our private chat about this, was that, you know, these, he probably shouldn't be as demonized for everything that he's doing, but I'm happy that these women are being taken seriously, as far as like if there is a case for, like, I know financially, like he stole their money or whatever, they're not just being brushed aside as being by the fandom as, you know, protecting him because, you know, he's Lucas, he's their idol, he would never do that.
We can't have that.
It's funny, like, rationally, like, I can't ever see myself doing this. But as you're saying, Stephanie, if you look that good and you have that many women throwing themselves at you, perhaps the taste of power and temptation is just that high that it's just hard to say no as a human being. So I maybe there just needs to be more instances of like controlled failure around this very aspect for idols. Like maybe that needs to be something a part of their training or something, right? Because you look at the level of like PR fires and payoffs, frankly, that a lot of these labels do to avoid these things. There's probably something that they can do like earlier on in their career to learn those lessons. I don't know what. Sorry, maybe this is just me saying like, "Oh, we'll just fix this problem, and then you've got it solved." But I know that's way harder than it sounds. But I'm just wondering if there's something they could do to instill that.
I'm pretty
early.
sure the stipulations that idols can't date anyone are not helpful here.
Because like I said, we'll find a way.
We'll find a way. We'll just sneak around the back.
He's only 22, right?
Yeah.
He's young.
Baby.
Were you paraphrasing, was it the Jurassic Park, like, life finds a way? Anyway. Icon? BI?
Yeah, so other update is prosecutors are seeking a 3-year prison sentence or prison term for ex-leader BI of Icon in his drug abuse case.
You mean BI, who just like dropped all of those fire singles?
Yeah, who just signed with that new label, just dropped a whole album, was kind of doing some like online promotion stuff. Yeah. But again, this isn't his sentence. This is just what the prosecutors are
charging him.
Yeah, throwing down.
What drugs did he do?
What? Let's see.
Was it LSD or
marijuana and LSD pills?
LSD pills. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It might be some others, but those are the 2 examples listed in the story.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, don't be messy in Korea. They really care about that stuff.
Yeah. It's hard from our perspective, you know.
As Westerners.
Don't be texting about it. That's the lesson here.
Yeah, just wrapping up. Yu-chun is trash. There we go.
Again, what'd he do now?
Well, here, let me actually read it. But singer, quote unquote, Park Yu-chun is in a dispute with his new agency. You know, there's like double contracts, whatever. People, he lied, they lied. Anyway.
Oh, okay. He signed contracts with 2 labels, 2 exclusive contracts. I love it. They're using that same photo in the article from when he like confessed to the last scandal. That's hilarious.
It's like the Getty Images photographer or the Associated Press or whatever photographer is like, yep, getting my mileage off. This is one.
Yeah,
so, it's like they've got that on file for the next scandal and controversy. Anyway,
all right.
Okay, so that wraps it up for K-pop hot issues, news, and news commentary. So in a new segment for our show, we're going to do a rapid fire round. So we'll just kind of read the headline, and then we'll just go around saying whether we're Daebak or not on that topic or news, and maybe like just a sentence or 2 on maybe why we're Daebak or not. But anyway, so first Daebak or not item. Are you Daebak or not on Hyuna and Dawn dropping the track list or dropping their next album, 1 + 1 = 1? So are you Daebak or not on Hyun Dawn's new album?
Daebak. They're so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, this is obvious Daebak. I mean, I'm excited for this power couple.
Yep, I'm also Daebak.
Yeah, when are they launching their own label? That's the question.
Oh, well, I think they need to be...
You want them to detach from Psy already?
Yeah, they're ready.
I think they need to get a bigger commercial success. I think the last few songs, both from Hyuna and Dawn, haven't hit it out of the park yet.
That's true.
So hopefully this can be that.
Yeah, okay. So next one, old album sales are increasing on growing as the K-pop fandom grows. So all the older albums that came up are, you know, flying off the shelves because new K-pop fans.
I need to know which albums.
Like Girls' Generation, like you know,
wow.
like old, like
that's like
G, Genie,
yeah,
old albums. Yeah,
stuff from the golden age.
The golden age of K-pop.
Daebak, go check that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about you, Michaela?
For Peter? For me?
I'll go. Yeah, I'm Daebak on it as well. I'm glad that the kids these days are discovering the roots. They're discovering who really paved the way.
Oh no. Don't say it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And this is hella Daebak for me because I want them to like reprint more of the Red album for Red Velvet so I can get that. I missed out on it. I didn't have money at the time.
Oh.
Okay, so are you guys Daebak on or not on Eternity's No Filter? So this is the music video from the AI group Eternity. They're made up from a lot of deep fakes and synthetic media faces.
Hard
That's
not.
a nod for me.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
What about you, Peter?
Yeah, I think I'm also not on that. I was going to say, like,
even after your illustrious career in the AI industry.
Yeah.
Well, my career in the AI industry is all about like why deepfakes are bad. So, but I was going to say it's Daebak because it's like really cool to see innovation in the field and whatnot. But we have a whole episode on why it's not necessarily the best.
And even with the visuals of this Eternity No Filter music video, like some of the reason why the deepfake looked bad was because it was all computer generated. Like if you're going to do a deepfake, you can't do anything practically which looks good visually. So until we get to that point where our
we're getting
technology
there,
is...
It's
almost
around
there.
the corner. It's really getting there.
Well, this is not a great example.
Yeah, I guess the question is like their execution. Certainly, what is it? Their I'm Real, their first music video.
I think so.
Really bad.
What's with these song titles? I'm Real, haha, No Filter.
Yeah. But
get off the AI thing.
No. That they're not going to get off the AI thing, Stephanie. That's the whole concept of the group.
I guess.
This one is a huge leap forward in execution on like way better deep fakes. So I think they're gonna get better from here. And the question is whether or not fans will rally around it. But I'm not on
Fans
it.
of who? Like what? Okay.
As a whole. Anyway, so
right.
Are you guys Daebak or not on Mamamoo's first comeback album without Wheein on it?
Daebak. Because what's the alternative? They disband?
Right.
They never come back.
Right.
I like the idea of someone going off solo and maybe coming back and just having that flexibility.
Yep.
I'll come at it from a not mostly just from a music perspective. Like I don't want to hear a Mamamoo without Wheein.
Damn.
Like that the reason why their sound is so powerful is because it's the four of them.
Yeah,
I think I just
really
need a
strong voice.
I need to hear that harmony, that blend without Wheein to know if I really needed it. Like I guess I don't know enough yet, but I'm definitely Daebak on it. I think everyone's supportive of everyone's individual growth and careers, and I guess I'd only be not because Hwasa needs to go solo. but no, I think it's great. I think it's great for everyone. So
Hwasa been solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And
how
are you guys
frame this last one, Peter?
Yeah. So are you guys Daebak or not on access journalism continuing in K-pop? All signs point to
access journalism.
Yeah.
So
please define it for the class.
Yeah. So we just had this K-pop chat on Twitter Spaces Mondays 5:15. 8:15 Eastern time.
PST.
PST. Yeah, 5:15 PST, 8:15 EST.
On Twitter Spaces.
Where the last one we had, we got a bunch of journalists and we talked about this topic of access journalism, which is this notion of it's journalism which prioritizes access rather than other notions of like journalistic objectivity or integrity. So if you were to say something negative about an idol or group, then the idol, the representatives, the system just blacklist you or cross you out. They scratch you out. They're like, you know what? We're not going to let this person do this anymore. So that therefore means the people who are able to get access to a lot of these idols and whatnot only say pandering good things all
like
the time.
Press releases.
Yeah, and at that point,
Puff
is it really
pieces.
at that point, is it journalism? Is it just public relations at that point? I say all that as a public relations professional, but also like how much do journalists capitalize off of the fandom who are looking for that pandering, for example. Anyway, a lot to say on its effect on our discourse. So that topic, that trend, are you Daybach or not?
Not, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it move in the other direction, hopefully.
No.
Yeah, I'm also a not. I tried to figure out a Daybach for that, but there really isn't. There isn't. I don't know. It's such a staple of like K-pop industry standard when it comes to how because with idol culture you have this very curated image. So this access journalism comes with that, with the idol culture. So it's hard to think about it removed from K-pop in that sense. That's a fantasy.
I just worry about it doubling down on a misrepresentation of how media works for kids. You know, growing up with this, like they're going to think that this is what media is about. This is what journalism is. That good journalism is just supposed to parrot the press release. I think too many kids are growing up with YouTubers and social media influencers and thinking that's journalism. So obviously I'm not. Sorry. So not for me.
I think, the lines are really blurred, and I have a ton of critique for what's called good ethical journalism anyway. But yeah, the K-pop flavor of this is just blatant puff pieces all over. And that's not even fun. Anyway,
yeah, and when you do the hard-hitting stuff, as other people were sharing with us, it just doesn't get as many clicks, as many referrals and whatnot.
So if you ever wonder why we at the Kpopcast have not interviewed an actual idol,
there you go.
It's not because we haven't tried.
Right. Not
our
because
reputation
we haven't tried.
precedes us, I guess.
Well, also, I think we were just talking about this. We would, between wanting to do a puff piece interview or doing something more hard hitting, something that's unsaid, we'd rather do the latter.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So it's just more fun for us anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Ailey, if you ever want to come on, like.
Oh yeah, Ailey. Yeah, Ailey.
Love to chat with you.
Yeah, we won't do any gotcha questions, Ailey. See that's how it works. That's how it got.
Yeah, you know what? We should interview the idols who have been cast out after scandals. Yeah. Let's call up BI, Lucas. No.
Yeah. Chance to give your side of the story.
Yeah.
Well, that's how journalists often pretend sometimes, and then it just becomes another negative expose. Mm-hmm. Okay. Michaela, it's your PSA Queendom segment, so go ahead.
Yes, let's end this on the best note ever. The state of the Queendom, guys. The state of Red Velvet. Today I've got some Red Velvet updates for y'all. First of all, we win in everything. Queendom. At least 4 wins. I haven't gotten the day-to-day update, but as of August 29th, we have won 4 music shows. The last being Inkigayo. For
Good old
Queendom.
Inkigayo.
Mm-hmm. Good old Inkigayo. But that's just some housekeeping stuff. That's just like the numbers. But I think the biggest news
There's a bigger story here
out of the Queendom right now is Yeri in a blue bikini.
Wait a minute. No, not that one.
What? Wait. Oh, sorry. It's not this one, because obviously
this is a showstopper, but I thought there was another bigger story here.
Oh, right.
Something about a relationship.
Yeah, apparently Crush and Joy are dating.
Oh,
what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you're a Rebel Love, you're maybe not entirely surprised about this, because we do know they've collaborated on a track recently. We know known to be friendly, but knowing this now makes that music video look completely different.
All right, everyone's homework is to go watch it again. Try to spot the flirty glances and skinship.
Yeah, but also the main point of that music video is Crush builds his perfect woman, which apparently is Joy.
Isn't she all of our perfect woman?
Ah, yes. See, I'm just looking at her right now. Just look at that, Joy. Anyway, that is the state of the
stress.
Right.
Wait, what? Remind me, Michaela, what was the point of the ghost outfit in this again?
You have to ask Crush on that one. I don't really know. But yeah, just look at the face. He's like
knowing. Clinking the wine.
It just makes together. Look at them.
Yeah, it just makes this music video all that much better. Just knowing that they were really crushing behind the scenes.
The only thing I'm worried about is Crush's dog is a demon. Like, it hates everybody except for Crush. So I wonder if she
Joy might have to put an ultimatum. It's me or the dog. We'll check back next week.
Okay. We gotta wrap it up here. So this concludes our hit replay episode for the 4th week of August.
Is it the hit replay episode?
This concludes the hot issue episode for the 4th week of August. Let our listeners know where they can find you each online. Michaela.
I'm Michaela J. K-Pop.
I'm S. Parker 2.
I'm DJ Peter Lowe.
And you can tweet all of us at the Kpopcast.
And lastly, don't forget to click on the links in the description of this episode. That includes a link to our Slack space where we can meet, chat, mingle, and talk other K-pop news and think critically about these things with other exceptionally beautiful, gifted, insightful, wise listeners.
The list just gets longer.
Yeah, we need to find more compliments for our listeners. As well as the newsletter, we can just get that in your email just to keep up to date on what we're doing here at the Kpopcast. Okay.
Woo.
See you guys later.
Everyone.
Next episode.
Bye.
생각에 잠겨맨 널 생각에 전화게 너 괜찮아 꽤나